Have you ever felt people only remember you now when they need a favor from you desperately and quickly? You drop everything you're doing, ignoring your own needs, just to make sure someone else is happy today. Have you ever sacrificed your own sleep, rest, and peace for someone else, only to be left completely alone when you finally needed help from them the most? If yes, then listen closely to this story right now, today. This story is for you, and it might just change the way you live your life starting from today. Well, in a peaceful little town surrounded by lush fields lived a hard-working man named Musa, who helped everyone. Everyone in the town knew him, not for wealth, but for his endless generosity to everyone around him. He was the town's safety net for every problem. If someone's bicycle broke down on a dusty road, you'd hear them call out, "Musa, please help us." If someone needed help lifting heavy luggage from ground, they'd knock on his door without hesitation at all. If someone was feeling lonely or needed a favor, they'd head straight to Musa's house without any shame. And Musa never said no. He would just smile warmly, hiding his own exhaustion, and say, "Sure, I'll help you right away today." People constantly praised his kindness to everyone around him. They called him a saint because of his help. Because of this praise, Musa genuinely believed that being good at the cost of his own comfort was success. But slowly, behind the smiles and the helping hands constantly, his own life started falling miserably behind everyone else's. His beautiful garden, which he once loved very deeply, was now overgrown with weeds and half-finished work everywhere. His windows were broken and the roof needed repairs, but he simply had no time for himself anymore. Every single night, he would come home completely exhausted, his body aching from carrying everyone else's burdens daily. His old mother would look at him with sadness and say, "Son, you run around helping everyone else, but tell me, who is going to help you?" Musa would just force a tired smile and say, "Everything will be fine, Mom. Don't worry at all. One day, people will realize my worth and value." But that day never came. The real test of his belief came unexpectedly soon. One evening, the sky turned a terrifying shade gray. Strong, violent winds started howling through the tall trees. A massive storm was coming to destroy everything below. Panic spread, and people rushed desperately to save homes. Musa ran out too, but not to protect himself. Instead, he went straight to help his neighbor Hassan. He worked tirelessly in the harsh wind and rain, safely securing all of Hassan's belongings from the storm. But, in doing so, he left his own house open. And then, the heavy rain hit. It poured mercilessly, destroying everything he had worked for. The next morning, Musa sat on his cold steps, staring blankly at the ruined, muddy mess of home. His mother stood behind him and said softly, "Today you saved everything for them, except your own." Oh, that day, something permanently broke inside Musa's heart completely. The illusion faded away like smoke in the wind. The next morning, carrying a heavy heart inside him, he walked up the hill to visit wise teacher Islam and finally unburdened his pain to someone who understood. Looking at the rushing river beside them both today, Islam said, "Look at the water flowing below, Musa. A river gives life to everyone living around it. But when it crosses its limits and overflows badly, it brings nothing but destruction to everything around it. Kindness is the exact same way. When given without any boundaries, it destroys you completely. Sometimes saying no to others is the only way to protect yourself from being destroyed by their needs." Trust me, Musa was handed a simple but powerful piece of advice. For the next 7 days, do not say yes immediately. Pause, take a breath, Ask yourself first, always. The next day, the challenge began. His friend Hassan came over, looking for another favor. "I need your help right now," he demanded from Musa. Musa's heart raced fast inside his chest with fear. He took a deep breath, looked Hassan in the eye, and firmly replied, "Not today, Hassan. I have work." "Seriously?" Hassan was visibly shocked and walked away, offended completely. Musa felt a terrible knot of guilt in stomach, but instead of dwelling on it, he used that time to fix his own broken fence that needed repair. As he hammered the final nail into the wood, a strange feeling washed over him like a wave. For the very first time in his entire life, he felt the true, empowering joy of doing something for himself instead of for others always. Whew! The next day, he politely declined another unreasonable request, and instead of guilt, he felt a deep peace. On the fourth day, it rained heavily again today. Musa's damaged roof started leaking into his living room. He waited patiently, hoping the people he had helped for years would come to his rescue right now. But the streets remained empty and silent like a grave. No one came. Surprisingly, he didn't get angry or bitter at them anymore. Instead, he picked up his heavy tools from shed, climbed the ladder, and fixed his roof himself alone. Standing up there, he realized, so this is what it feels like to truly rely on yourself only. A new, unbreakable courage awakened within him today completely. He was no longer dependent on their fake validation. Days turned into weeks, and Musa had completely transformed. He no longer ran at every single call anymore. He gave precious time to his garden and home. He finally learned to value himself more than others. And surprisingly, the townspeople changed their behavior too towards him completely. They stopped treating him like a doormat to use. They started respecting his time and his own needs. They stopped using him for their own convenience always. He had set a standard, and they followed it. Finally, one bright afternoon, teacher Aslam visited his flourishing home and asked, "Tell me, Musa, when you stopped saying yes, did the world end like you feared it would?" Musa smiled a genuine, bright smile across his face. "No, sir, my world only began to get better." Aslam replied gently with wisdom in his calm voice. "When you stopped saying yes to everyone around you, you finally said yes to yourself for first time. And that is the exact moment when your life truly begins to change forever and for the better. Remember this, saying no is not a sign of selfishness at all. It is a profound strength that protects your soul. It is choosing your inner peace over constant pressure. Value yourself. Protect your energy from being drained daily, and the world will be forced to value you too.